evening and welcome to the First Light Newscast. I'm Talia Landry.
And I'm Melissa Hill. There's been a few updates on our land into trust opposition since our last newscast. The Tribal Council voted unanimously to become an interested party in the lawsuit. By filing an intervention, the tribe will have the ability to speak in our own behalf because there is no one better to represent our tribe in history than ourselves. Thus far, we have not been involved in the matter. The action was against the United States Department of Interior, and the ruling remanding the department's record of decision to the Secretary of the Interior.
On August 24th, the Justice Department filed a partial motion to reconsider the ruling by Judge William Young. The motion is seeking reasons behind the judge's ruling and to clarify why he based it off the Indian Regulatory Act when it was not part of the record of decision. In Judge Young's ruling on July 28th, he equated federal jurisdiction with federal recognition. As history shows, we know are completely different meanings. Mashpee Wampanoags have been protected under federal jurisdiction since before King Philip's War. We were confined to the reservation of Mashpee before citizenship was forced upon us against our will and way before federal recognition even came about. Formal federal recognition didn't even exist when the IRA was passed by Congress.
A case involving the Cowlitz tribe supports that distinction between the two and will greatly affect the case when it sees its day in court. In the words of the chairman, Cedric Cromwell, this action, coupled with the Tribal Council's decision to file a motion to intervene, will serve to strengthen our case as we will have a more direct role in defending our lands, shoulder to shoulder with the U.S. Department of Interior. Another fight in Indian country is the one going on in North Dakota with the No DAPL movement. No DAPL is a stand against the Dakota Access Pipeline, which runs through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and into Illinois. The pipeline that runs directly under the Missouri River has the potential to affect the drinking water in the river that is provided to everyone. It also goes directly through sacred land of the Standing Rock Sioux Nation in North Dakota. It cuts through 200 rivers, creeks, and tributaries and will carry 570,000 barrels of oil a day. Over 2,000 natives have taken camp at the front line of the pipeline in North Dakota and continue to protect the land through peaceful protest. They are going by protectors rather than protesters.
My cousin Alyssa Hathaway and I took a trip to D.C. on August 24th when the federal appeals court hearing was taking place against the Army Corps of Engineers, filed by the Standing Rock in efforts to stop the construction of the pipeline. Native celebrities and residents joined together in support of Standing Rock in a peaceful protest on the steps of the Court of Appeals in D.C. The hearing ended without a ruling for that day, but the judge promised a ruling to be announced within the next 2 weeks. It did result in a partial halt to the construction of the pipeline in the area east of the North Dakota Highway 1806. On the 9th, the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe posted on Facebook that the federal court ruled against the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe today, but in a stunning move, 3 federal agencies have blocked the pipeline at Lake Oahe, pending a thorough review and reconsideration of the process. In a joint press release, the Department of Justice, Department of the Army, and the Department of the Interior said that they will not allow the pipeline to be built on the U.S. Army Corps' land bordering or under Lake Oahe. The agencies requested that the Dakota Access voluntarily pause all construction activity within 20 miles east or west of the lake. They also set the stage for a nationwide reform establishing consultation with tribes regarding the need for meaningful tribal input for all pipeline projects in the future. This federal statement is a game changer for the tribe, and we are acting immediately on our legal options, including filing an appeal and a temporary injunction to force DAPL to stop construction.
Since the hearing, there has been a lot more activity going on in the front line of the protests. Many protectors of the movement peacefully binded themselves to machinery in efforts to stop the work. The oil company hired a security team that not only maced the protectors, but also unleashed vicious dogs. Many protectors were hospitalized and treated for injuries, including a young child and a pregnant woman.
Yeah, the dog did it, look at this. There, so did it.
Fellow Mashpee tribal members took the trip to North Dakota to show support from Eastern tribes. They reported back to their Mashpee family frequently through Facebook, giving us updates on the types of activities they were enduring. They set up camp with fellow natives from across the country with the same goal of saving the land and water. With sayings like "water is life" and "you can't drink oil," it was inspiring to watch and support the medicine of all relations coming together.
A peaceful protest brought generations together on our homelands in effort to educate the community on the serious movement that has been minimally televised and reported on. But the cries of our people were heard by the Obama administration, who stopped $3.8 billion of pipeline construction and removed over 30 pieces of heavy machinery. The fight still continues in North Dakota, and efforts of more tribal members are underway, as the camp is expected to remain into the winter months.
Can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil.
Can't drink oil.
Keep it in the soil. Keep it in the soil.
In other news, the tribe recently appointed Diane Johnson as the new Taro officer. Diane was kind enough to join us in the studio to give us a little more background of the Taro office and how tribal members can benefit from this department. Thanks for joining us here today.
Well, thank you for having me, Talia.
Of course. And can you start off by telling us what Taro is?
Taro is the Tribal Employment Rights Ordinance. What that is the preference for tribal members when it comes to job opportunities.
So what does this mean for tribal members?
What this means is that I'm a little different than human resources. I can reach out to tribal members that have a unique qualification or experience that we're looking for within the government building or on any of our job sites, construction or non. Also, when it's time to employ them, we require a certain percentage when it's a construction site, and then also when it comes to employment within the government center, I'll advocate for our tribal members to get them employed.
Is this only Mashpee Wampanoag tribal members, or?
No, it actually goes in order with, the preference starts with the Mashpee tribal Wampanoag Native Americans, and then it goes to any other tribal Native Americans. And then depending on the agreement, if we're in Taunton, we have a Taunton residence preference as well.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. What services does Taro provide for not only operations but the tribal community as well?
Well, it's looking out for tribal members to get them, actively employed in permanent positions. Offer working with other departments like the workforce department and training them so that they're qualified for a lot of these positions so that we can get them, gain employed.
So when somebody needs any services done, can they reach out to Taro and maybe you can provide them Native preference people, or if they have that in there?
Right, so how this works is if you're an employer, for example, and you need employees, they can reach out to me and request a certain amount of employees that have certain experience or certifications, and if I happen to have them in my hiring hall, I can refer them to the employer, and then they can move forward with conversations with them, and if they want to bring them aboard, they can.
So does that also involve like elders that might need something around the house done, or something that is a specific trade, maybe for tribal families that want to pay a tribal person?
It could. If someone has a need and they want to pay them privately and they want a tribal member, they can absolutely reach out to Taro and ask them if they have someone in their hiring hall that does whatever specific job that they need done, and I can refer them and they can reach out to that individual, yes.
Awesome. So how do you get registered with Taro?
Well, what you want to do is you can go online, and on the Mashpee Wampanoag website there is a Taro tab, and then you'll go in and it gives you a breakdown and explains how Taro works. You can go in and then you can actually fill out the application right on the website. Once I get the application, or during the process of application, there's a couple things I will need. The application totally filled out, so it's complete. A copy of your tribal ID or your affiliation, depending on what tribe you're from. If you have any certifications, that helps tremendously, because what happens is then it tightens up your qualifications, and I have it in hand. So, and if anybody has any questions, they can always give me a call or shoot me an email.
Perfect. And what can we expect in these next couple months? Is there anything in particular you're looking for, skills, laborers?
Well, as of right now, it's a little bit slow. We're hoping things will pick up over the next few months. Taunton slow down a little bit, shooting for hopefully real soon that we'll pick up, and in that case, there'll be a lot of construction opportunity. Right now, we're looking at a lot of positions within the building that we're trying to fill, that are opening up, needs and things like that, and those are really what I'm focused on right now, is assisting HR and getting those filled with tribal members, hopefully. And basically that's kind of where we're at. Right now, because we're not sure, what the timeline is, looking at different trainings and opportunities like that, we're trying to get that done. We just completed the WIA department, which is the workforce department, just completed an OSHA class today, which is a great opportunity for people. It's free, 2-day class. So Yvonne was able to get a few of our members OSHA certified, which is more or less the minimum qualifications that they expect them to have when they go onto a job site, a construction job site.
So if somebody isn't certified yet, but their interest do you leave it up to yourself to maybe reach out to them when these certificates come along? Or sort of classes come about?
Well, there's a lot of outreach that's done when we're offering any type of training, and we do use a couple different avenues. We go through our PR department, and they'll send, different things out, newsletters, the mid-talk, e-blast, things like that reach out to the community to kind of get the word out there, word of mouth. She uses Facebook, so she'll go through that avenue as well. So we really do, when we have something that we're offering, we do try to get out into the community to get as many individuals to come in and take advantage of it.
So another thing is, a question I had was, even though we know somebody's a tribal member, do they still need to be registered for you to be able to be
Well, the best thing
protected?
for them would be to be registered, because then at least I have some background on them, some experience, knowledge of them. So when I advocate, I know what when I speak, I know what I'm talking about. If they're not registered, then there's a possibility I can't really advocate for them, because I can't really speak to their experience or knowledge or anything like that. So it is important that, if you're a tribal member and you're seeking employment, that you do get registered with Taro. It doesn't take much. Once you're registered, you're always registered. And what I find is they tend to forget about Taro when they change, like address or phone number. And unfortunately, what happens is when it comes around to them and the experience that they have, if I can't get a hold of them through any, whether it's the phone or email, however, I move on to the next name. So that's one thing that they have to keep in mind as well, is if you're registered with Taro and you have updated information, it's important that you notify me so that I can update your file.
Awesome. So for all the tribal members that have questions, want to register, what's the best way to reach you?
They can either email at diane.johnson@mwtribe, and that's with one N, diane.johnson@mwtribe.com, or they can give me a call at 508-477-0208, and I'm at extension 112.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That was very informative.
Thank you.
And now we'll bring it over to Kobe Howerton for an update from the youth.
Thanks, Talia. The Youth Sobriety Power was a success this year. Day money was given along with specials, food, and good fun.
Your 2016 Mashpee Wampanoag Little Miss Power Princess is Sierra Hendricks.
Miss Sierra Hendricks was crowned as the 2016 Little Miss Wampanoag to accompany our powwow princess, Sierra Jackson, on their princess duties of representing our tribe. Sierra Hendricks is the daughter of Councilman Carlton Hendricks and mother, Missy Hendricks. She is 8 years old and entering the 3rd grade this year. We know she will represent our youth well. The youth wrapped up their summer with the back-to-school bash. Kids joined the youth department out on the powwow field for games, prizes, and back-to-school backpacks. The day prepared tribal youth to start the school year off strong and end the summer in high spirits. Congratulations to the WLRP team as they opened the doors to the first Wampanoag Immersion School this September. Makayasuk Wikyu, the Children's House, has 14 enrolled students. 12 preschoolers and 2 kindergartners for a great start to the 2016-2017 school year. The school is currently located in North Falmouth, but with plans to expand and move onto tribal lands within the next few years. The WLRP program was also awarded a $1 million grant to fund the immersion school to stretch over the next 3 years. And that's all I have for the youth this month. See you next time for more announcements and updates from the youth. Back to you, Melissa.
Thanks, Kobe. We wrapped up the summer with the annual Old Timer softball game at the Pocknet Field off of Route 130. A beautiful day filled with laughs and good times brought back old memories commemorating the tribe's dominating roles in Cape Cod's baseball leagues back in the day. Celebrating our sovereignty, the 20th anniversary of the Mashpee Wampanoag Ball is taking place on October 20th this year. The ball will be held at the Resort and Conference Center of Hyannis at 33 Scudder Ave from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. The evening will include ceremony, awards, and dinner, followed by dance music provided by DJ Robert Peters. Tickets are available at the Community and Government Center reception desk, or you can also get them at Puritan's Clothing of Cape Cod in Mashpee Commons.
Saturday, October 15th at 2 p.m. will be the Alice Lopez Traditional Clam Bake at the Tribal Community and Government Center Powwow Grounds. Rain or shine, bring your biggest appetite, as the feast is expected to be plentiful. This event is open to the public. Tickets are $35 and can be purchased from Tribal Elder Carol Lopez. All proceeds will go towards the Alice May Lopez Memorial Statue.
Don't miss the next screening of the Mashpee 9 on October 20th at Movie Night at the Old Indian Meeting House. The tickets will be sold at the door for $9.99 and the showing will begin at 7 p.m.
In other announcements, the election committee is still seeking a dedicated tribal member to sit on the board. Presently, there's only one open seat for a 3-year term. Any enrolled tribal member who would like to serve must submit a letter of interest to Francie Doughton at fdoughton@mwtribe.com. Also, the committee is looking for volunteers for the upcoming election in February 2017. If you are interested in this opportunity, please email Latoya Green at lgreen@mwtribe.com.
Starting October 1st, LIHEAP applications open to eligible tribal families in need of assistance paying their home's heating bill. If you are unable to pay your energy bill, your home may not be safe and you may be at risk of serious illness or injury. Please do not wait until you run out of fuel or your heat has been turned off. The Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program may be able to help keep you and your family safe and healthy. Applications for LIHEAP are being accepted from October 1st to January 1st. For more information on LIHEAP, eligibility requirements, or how to apply, please contact Shakara Askew at 508-477-0208, extension 159, or at her email, shakara.askew@mwtribe.com.
And that's it for our First Light News Update. We will continue the monthly updates, so if you have any announcements you wish to be covered, contact me at talialandry23@gmail.com or MTV's General Manager, Bill Nay, at bill@mashpeetv.com.
See you next time.